Alright, hello guys, how are you doing? We are here for the RaidCall EMS One playoffs. Tonight we will find two teams that will advance to the LAN finals for what has been a great progression of a tournament so far. As you can see, we have TCM going up against Mousesports for starters, and we have Fnatic EU going up against Fnatic NA on the other English stream. Toby and Kyle will be doing that one, and by the end of the day, or the end of the night rather, we will know two teams that will advance to the LAN finals. The draft already happening. Mousesports just finished a game against Virtus Pro in StarLadder Season 5. The winner of that actually also qualified for the LAN finals in Kiev for StarLadder Season 5, but I will not tell you who advanced because there's probably many people watching this as a VOD, so you will have to watch it. But I can tell you that game was awesome. Go watch it. And now that's enough of that intro. Draft. Here we are. TCM Gaming, they've been showing some incredible performances of late, got picked up. Consisting of Blueberry Ninja, Raiko, Quicks, Vern, and Audio. And on Mousesports side, we have the usual roster, but we don't have Paz with us. Instead, for him standing in will be, once again, Nino. So still an all-German lineup, and happy to see that. Magnus, banned out from TCM Gaming, responded by a Wisp. Bat now taken off from TCM. So we still have Nyx Assassin in the pool, and PL actually gets banned out. So Nyx will probably be the pickoff unless they decide to go for the Keeper of the Light. But those are really the only two that I can imagine being picked up at this one. Darkseer might also be picked up, but in light of Nyx and Cardle, it will probably be one of those two heroes. I can see them actually going for the Keeper of the Light because Blueberry Ninja plays a pretty good Keeper of the Light. So let me actually take something here quickly. My tablet a little bit sick. Sorry. No, it's Nyx Assassin. So Keeper of the Light's still in the pool, and he will, like 90% chance that he will get picked up here by Mousesports in response. Couldn't see him not getting picked up. Yes, there we are. And then we have Nature's Prophet, Koikva's Nature's Prophet also as a second pick. So I think we can expect some great Dota. And Koikva on Nature's Prophet, he is known for his AFK farm early on, so he usually has the role as a long lane solo player, but in light of aggressive or defensive tri lanes or strong dual lanes in Nature's Prophet, not being able to get that much farm, even if he sends his Treants to manipulate the enemy creep wave to his own tower, it is just safer to just send him into the jungle. So what Mousesports usually do is Nature's Prophet gets himself some gloves of haste for a quick Midas, gets 2 clarities, and then one of his teammates gives him 2 further clarities because they know that that's what he needs to get to his Midas. Because the spawn Treant spell is pretty freaking expensive in mana, and early on it's not, you need to cast it quite frequently because the amount of Treants isn't that high on the first few levels. So, first and second pick completed by Mousesports, and now we got second and third coming up from TCM. They secured themselves a Nyx Assassin. I was betting all my money on Keeper of the Light because Blueberry Ninja plays a very strong one at that. Second and third pick, Shadow Demon Gyro. So they got themselves the support, probably a solo mid Nyx Assassin, but also a tri-lane or just a support Nyx Assassin in general, not unheard of. But I think within the past few weeks we have found ourselves realizing that Nyx Assassin getting the solo experience is almost too good to pass up on. His mid-game impact is just too much, especially against a hero like Keeper of the Light, or even Nature's Prophet, who is disappearing in the woods early on. So if he gets a quick level 6 and he moves himself into the jungle, he can really shut down the Nature's Prophet. Especially since Koikva really likes to spend a lot of time inside the jungle before he gets active. So not only does he get his quick Midas, but then he also usually remains in the woods until he has some good farm up. Gyro, third pick from TCM, so their carry of choice right there. Deals very good. Well, he just fares very well throughout all stages of the game. Has some good burst damage thanks to Rocket Barrage, Flat Cannon, great farm, and anti-push skill or even push skill. And well, his homing missile isn't that amazing. But his cooldown is, since not only does it deal some good AoE damage, but it also slows, and the slow also doesn't care about magic immunity. So even if you have BKB, you're still gonna get slowed down. So I think it's a pretty solid draft from TCM so far. Mousesports, on the other hand, secure themselves Queen of Pain for Fada. He really likes heroes like Queen of Pain that have a lot of mid-game impact. He likes to play the playmaker heroes. So Queen of Pain is certainly a playmaker. Once she has her level 6, she is capable of going onto one of the side lanes. And if she isn't detected, if she rotates fast enough, then she will completely destroy the lane that she ganks. And that is exactly the style that Feda likes to play. Show up, have a lot of impact on the outcome of a team fight, but also carry a lot of responsibility. That's exactly what he likes to do. High mobility, high impact. Second ban phase coming out. First ban from TCM is the anti-mage, so they're a little bit, they don't really want to go up against Black's anti-mage, which is very much understandable. Nerdness, Natnus Flip in chat. No Cancer Lancer, good news. I agree. Don't like casting Phantom Lancer that much. And Darkseer gets banned out from Mousesports. So again, as I say over and over and over again, if you want to get a good gauge about what each team thinks the other team would profit off of in terms of heroes, just look at the second phase bans. They also take out the Nakes, which is an amazing ban because not only is Nakes really strong, but Mousesports really like to pick Lifestealer a lot, and we were able to find that out in an interview with Black we did in the post game. If you're looking for the post game interview with Black, then check out my YouTube channel. I have one post-game interview with Mania and one with Black. I will try to keep the frequency up, and whenever I have some teams playing where I know some players, I will continuously hit them up after the game and see if they might want to come on Skype for a quick 5-minute interview or so, and then you guys will be able to ask your questions in the chat. So I will try again to get one of the Mousesports boys, although since it's the playoffs and we have a lot of games coming up, I think 6 in total tonight, it will probably be pretty hard. But yeah, so Lifestealer, a hero that Mousesports very much likes, and the Void is the last ban from TCM, whereas Mousesports, they take out not only the Darkseer, but also 2 strong support heroes that profit off of the setup disruption from Shadow Demon, mainly Lina and Leshrac, and now TCM have their 4th pick in the game. They're currently looking for a long lane solo as well as a support or jungler, unless of course they have Shadow Demon and Nyx, or Shadow Demon plus another support and Gyro on an aggressive trial lane. Then they need a mid-solo hero and a safe lane solo. But I can see the Gyro going for the safe lane, Nyx in mid, and then they're looking for a jungler and a long lane solo. But that's just my personal interpretation of the draft. I might very well be wrong. But TCM are certainly taking their time right now. Nyx, seeing a Queen of Pain actually being drafted after Nyx Assassin has been picked is very ballsy. Not only is Nyx strong against Keeper of the Light, but also against a hero such as Queen of Pain, who has a high intelligence pool and thus gets punished a lot by the mana burn from Nyx. So one more reason why you would want to throw the Nyx Assassin into the solo mid, because he does fairly well against the Queen of Pain. Still, 15 seconds left, and finally they decide to go for the Weaver. That might be their long lane solo hero right there. No freaking way. The 13th Sun. I don't like you anymore, man. But thanks again for reminding me about the in-game audio. I hope it's on now. Let me test one more time. Test 1, 2. Yes, it is. The 13th Sun, ladies and gentlemen. There he is inside the Twitch chat. Can't hear you on joinDOTA.Epi. The 13th Sun here to remind you again. Next time, if you have a better nickname, then I will feel better about it too, because it makes me feel really unable to pronounce your name that properly. Knight1301 Epi, there's no in-game audio. Yes, that's correct.
10 seconds
I was just reminded of that. You were beaten. And Luna, 4th pick for Mousesports. So that will be Black's hero. And all in all, TCM's late game looking pretty strong. I like their team composition a lot, to be honest. Weaver will have a relatively tough time early on, but he does pretty much okay, and he shouldn't die, is what I'm trying to say, unless Mousesports execute some amazing gankage. And with a stand-in, it's going to be tough to take out a elusive hero like the Weaver. But so there we have our tri-lane, most likely Shadow Demon, Jakiro, and Shadow Demon, Jakiro, and Gyrocopter. Could be either aggressive or defensive, doesn't really make a difference, at least in terms of the effectiveness. I mean, offensive, it could work out pretty well. Defensively, they will get farm on the Gyrocopter, and Weaver fares okay on the long lane. I think it comes down to not only a matter of taste, but also what the last pick from Mouse is going to be here. So the last pick from Mouse is going to decide whether or not TCM will throw their trial lane on the safe lane or not. But to be honest, one thing that TCM should be thinking about right now is the fact that Nature's Prophet will not be on the long lane. He will be in the jungle, and I'm 80% sure about that. 70 to 8%, I'm pretty sure that Nature's Prophet will not be on lane, which means that they can just leave the Gyro, or the Weaver, for that matter, on the safe lane, just farm up. They don't even need a support there, and then they can invest the Shadow Demon and Jakiro to go roaming around, because that is what Mousesports like to do. So they will have Nino roaming around on the Venge, and yeah. So I think there's a lot of potential for TCM here to profit off of the fact that they can assume Nature's Prophet not being on lane. Either they can decide to leave the hard carry, or whoever is going to be on the safe lane alone to just farm up,
10 seconds
or
remaining.
they can decide to put the tri lane on the safe lane, but
5
instead of
seconds
giving it to
remaining.
all the farm, I mean, of course they will still give all the farm to Gyrocopter, but do it in a pushing manner. So they will all auto attack the creep wave, but still make sure that Gyro gets all the last hits, and afterwards they will just continue pushing. So auto attack the creep wave, push the lane in, pressure the tier 1 tower, force a reaction out of Mousesports. If they don't react, you have yourself a quick tier 1 tower, and thus the gold for it in your pockets. And yeah, Mousesports of course have a pretty strong lineup overall, even in comparison to TCM. TCM have, I think, the upper hand when it comes to the very late game, but Mousesports have very solid early to mid game. So Queen of Pain, Venge, I mean, Keeper of the Light, great anti-push. Nature's Prophet also, especially played by Koikva, the way that he plays him is not going to say unique, but well, it is pretty unique. I'm missing, my vocabulary isn't that diverse yet, but usually we see Nature's Prophets, just go down toward the long lane and then pull the creeps to their tower. But he just says, fine, I'm not going to do anything. Alright. Let me actually change one quick thing here. Turn down my... Where is it? Interface. Turn these things down. So here we are. Alright, while we're waiting to have TCM sort out their technical issues, I will go over the lineups real fast. We have Black playing our Luna, then we got Nino on the stand-in on the support Vengeful Spirit, probably be roaming around a lot. Alex on Keeper of the Light, Feta will be playing the Queen of Pain, and that will leave Koikva on Nature's Prophet. Over on TCM side, we got Audio playing the Gyrocopter, which is very interesting. Usually Audio plays heroes like Chen, I think. I'm pretty certain, so that's odd. Vern, Shadow Demon, Quicks, Weaver, and RaidCall, Nyx Assassin, and that will leave Blueberry Ninja on Jakiro. Overall, I'm very much looking forward to this. Mousesports just got off of a game against Virtus Pro. Oh man. So, I hope you guys didn't watch the chat there, otherwise that would have been a spoiler of some sort. Bro011, no, Bro01337. Shout out to you, Roshan. All lonely inside the cave, being all shiny and bright like the sun on level 30, but nobody really cares about it. I don't know why he stands facing that way. I really don't know. I don't know why he doesn't stand facing the camera. There's a large sword inside the pit. There's a torch which isn't lit. Alright. Feta, getting impatient. And so are we. Looking forward to some great games. In case you guys are wondering, down here we have it's saying it's Epi and Kawa casting, but I don't have an overlay that just says my name. So the guys from the ESL promised me some new overlays, but they haven't come yet. but he will not be casting with me. He's casting with Toby at this point, with Fnatic EU going up against Fnatic NA. Right, so TCM Audio heading down toward the safe lane. 6 tangos on a 0. And if I will see them do a safe tri lane, I will be pretty sad. Unless they push. If they push, then it's okay, but you know, if you have 3 heroes on the bottom lane and there's no opponent hero there, there's no reason why you should not be either pushing or freeing your supports from, you know, don't have your supports be sitting there and just pulling creeps the entire time, which could also be good. Maybe do that for, you know, a few waves. But pretty soon you should use the freedom of the supports, because the supports don't need to be there to you know, harass away an enemy hero, because there is none. So instead they should just be used to help the other lanes, mainly mid and the long lane. That can help you win the other lanes for sure. Especially a Nyx Assassin. If Nyx Assassin gets help in the mid lane against Queen of Pain and she needs to stay back, that might be the deciding factor. To get that extra level into a stun or the mana burn, even the spike carapace, could very much help out. Nyx Assassin going for the fast bottle. Fada, not so much. Fada is one of the few players that really likes his solo mid heroes with an early stat boost. So, be it a Wraith Band, a Bracer, or a Null Talisman, always depending upon what kind of a hero he plays, what kind of a, if it's strength, intelligence, or agility, but most of the time he likes to get the Null Talisman, the Wraith Band, or the Bracer then early on, instead of having that extra gold for a faster bottle. So, Koikva this time around is on the long lane, so he's not heading into the woods. So he's not even picking up his usual woods item set, so he isn't going for the Gloves of Haste into 4 Tranquils, Clarities. So there you go. He is certainly long lane soloing it up. So all that stuff that I was talking about for TCM is not working out. Not going to work out at all. Top, long lane, Quick's got to be in trouble. Even though he is able to get away pretty quickly, there's a reliable stun on Nino. And I think they might even be going in. There's that stun on the Quicks. He's trying to run himself away. Alex is there. And if he runs, yes, he runs into the wrong direction. Gets picked off by Cardle. Great anticipation from Mousesports here. Good execution. Very, a lot of routine inside of this gank. So, Venge placed down the sentry, came in, initiated the stun, Blackthorn his nuke, and that just instinctively forced Quicks back. You know, instinctively he thought, I need to get back, even though Keeper Light was missing, so there came the blast. The right decision would have been to run upward, even though that's completely against what your instincts would tell you. But, you know, there's many, for example, on Funnick is one of those heroes. If Funnick were this Weaver, to be very honest with you, I think he might have actually ran upwards instead of running back down, because he would have probably realized that the Keeper Light is missing, and that the Keeper Light is probably preparing his Illuminate to pick him off. Audio on the bottom lane, 10 for 3, 10 for 4, up against Koikva, who's sitting at 0-0, not a single point in experience picked up just yet. So even Weaver with his 1 death is already sitting at level 2.5, so he already has something on his counterpart on the enemy team. Raiko, 2 points into his stun, 1 into spike carapace, so I would like to see some mana burn picked up here relatively soon. Fata being a nuisance. Is the bottle? Yeah, that's already the bottle flying out. 12 for 6, the last hits for him. And 6-0 on Nyx Assassin. Weaver on top lane again, getting harassed out. Chicken flying out to him right now. On bottom lane we might see a gank, Koikva. There's going to be a rocket coming in. And he backs out toward the tier 2 tower even, so that was some good movement. Tier 1 getting pressured. I really like the decision making from TCM up to this point. They're putting a lot of pressure on the tier 1. Blue Ninja is now even showing himself, but it doesn't really matter. He's just there to take the aggro off from the creeps and then move them somewhere else. Now the glyph gets forced up, but this might not even be enough. I think the tower might very well drop. Next creep wave on the way, and this creep wave here will survive until the following creep wave will arrive. And that is a tier 1 tower going down 3 minutes into the game. Nyx Assassin. Is he forced back? No, he's actually picking up his bottle. Fada. Is he also bottle crowing? Yeah, he is. Koikva hanging back. Now he's also sitting at level 2.5. And Weaver hasn't gotten any more experience since. And that is mainly due to this pull here. Level 4.5 on Nyx Assassin. And there's that 1 point in the mana burn. Can start using it right now if he really wanted to. But there's a gank coming in. That's under the smoke. Blink away from Feta. Vern not there in time. And that's a strategical mistake from TCM, to be honest. If they smoke up and they go for a gank on a blinker, then it's Shadow Demon who has to be first. Shadow Demon has to run ahead. But they had actually the, you know, the Twin-Head Dragon, or Jakiro, running up ahead. And he has a relatively long cast time. And Queen of Pain had more than enough time to react by just blinking back. If it was the Shadow Demon coming in, Queen of Pain couldn't have reacted in time. And then, you know, you just place the Ice Path under the Disrupt, and then you got a sure disable. So follow that up with the Mana Burn from Nyx and the stun, and you got yourself good chances of securing that kill. But that way you just wasted 100 gold. Ball crowing still happening from Nyx Assassin. Level 6 already hit by Feta, so he's dominating the middle lane. On top lane also going quite good for Mousesports. Around almost 30 last hits on black. Tier 1 tower also going to go down. So Mousesports essentially winning mid and top, and bottom lane is going as expected. Koikva hasn't died yet, so that's a victory in and of itself, but Koikva has less experience than his counterpart on the long lane. In the middle, Feta completely out of mana. And still just 1 kill 5 minutes into the game. Let's have a look at the items overall quickly. Level 6 on Nyx. I would like to see a gank happen relatively soon, especially with Feta being so low. He should move himself right now. I think he's going to go in. There he goes. Feta is probably in trouble. Oh, he doesn't really have enough. He just has a stun and then right click. One last right click. The stun duration was long enough. Feta goes down. Good pick off by Nyx. And I don't know if Feta was able to see whether or not Nyx hit level 6, but if he knew that Nyx was 6, and I think he must have known that he's 6, because even if you don't see the hero, if you just open up this scoreboard, then you can see the enemy hero levels. And if a player experiences Feta, I think that must either have been there's a big mistake because of the game against Virtus Pro he just played, maybe he's a little bit of exhausted, but all in all that was a mistake to get picked off like that. But then again, you know, it's very hard to go up against a Nyx Assassin. Easy to forget these types of things, and easy for us to criticize them for that. So DD room going to get picked up here by Feta. Pings go out, and the rotations are coming out. Nyx Assassin, even though he got owned in terms of last hits on lane, you know, he's sitting at 16, Feta has 33, he has 1 deny, and Feta has 11. You know, even though he got owned in mid, he already did his job to some extent. He just needs to make sure that he, you know, uses his ulti well. I would like to see some more rotations onto lanes. For example, top on the Luna would be an easy pick, especially since she's not level 6 yet. So a Luna without her level 6 is a very easy target to gank, but as soon as she hits level 6, which is going to be in 1 creep, you will have to think twice about going on her, because, you know, she will literally be capable of killing 2 heroes with just her ultimate. So all in all, we have some mistakes from TCM here in the early game against Mousesports. And Mousesports, of course, from the caliber, a team that on paper at least is a whole lot, not a whole lot, but still better than Mousesports without, you know, without hating my buddies from TCM. I like following them, and I'm very impressed with the progress they've made, and I wish them the best of luck. But, you know, if they're playing against a team like Mousesports, then this shouldn't happen. They need to make the most out of everything. Like the smoke gank, then guys, you know, put Shadow Demon up front, you know, stuff like that. That shouldn't really happen. Nino has a smoke, 4 wards going on. And yeah, so yeah, I was talking about TCM. Another thing that they could have improved upon was the mobility from Nyx Assassin, to be honest. I mean, his ultimate was ready. He was sitting about 200 to 300 mana, and Luna is now level 6, but you know, she's sitting at like 700. She was sitting at like 650 HP or something like that. And with a Vendetta and a stun, you can kill her before the support. You know, even if all 2 supports from Mousesports would have been there, you could have still rotated. You know, you can't have the fear of a sentry being there stop you from rotating, because the worst thing that can happen, there's 2 bad things that can happen. One is they place the ward. By the way, Invis, Queen of Pain here, DD and Invis. Feta going crazy here in just a few seconds. I'm gonna keep my camera on that guy. The worst thing that can happen is an Invis Nyx rotating is, one, they sentry warded the rune spots and you run past them, so they see your rotation, they back out. Or the very worst scenario is they just drop down a sentry where you would just go to like and gank, and then they kill you instead. But the odds of that happening are so low that the chance you need to take. Anyway, 1-1 after all. If we look at the gold, the experience is pretty much it's completely even. The gold is way in favor of Mousesports though, and you can attribute that to good farming from Black, and overall the Mouse members. In terms of farm, the main heroes on each lane got more than their counterparts, except for Weaver, but he's only 2 ahead on the Furion. And the other thing you can attribute the gold difference to is also the jungling from Koikva, and that will be that. And of course the first blood gold also gave some bonus. So all in all, that gives you almost 2,500 gold difference, and I think that there were certain measures that TCM could have taken to decrease that difference, or even swing into their favor. But up to now, they're just sitting inside the enemy jungle, waiting for an easy pickoff. But Black by now has actually moved back and is now farming these neutrals here. Also, Koikva is relatively close in. He does have a TP scroll up, 1k gold. He can support. Then we have the reliable stun of Nino here. So many of these opportunities that TCM could have taken are gone, and they're not going to come back. Oh, Fada, that was a very good move. Faking the dagger animation to force out the spike carapace. It worked out perfectly. So Fada, to be honest, I'm very impressed with his development. I mean, I met him about a year ago in Cologne at Gamescom, and he's still, I like him. I would consider him a friend of mine, and he was very young. He was a young guy. He was behaving like just a young guy would that's into Dota 2, but by now he has actually become a very professional Dota 2 player. I mean, he still messes around a bit, which is what people like him for, and I like him for also. But his Dota 2 play has improved a whole lot. I mean, he has two faces. Whenever I see him play in Mousesports, the solo mid, he's such a stable and high-skilled player. And whenever I play pub games with him, he's like the biggest retard you will ever meet. He buys the worst items, does the worst decisions, spends thousands of gold on TP scrolls, and loses the game, and laughs his ass off while he's at it. And I think that's just his balancing out. He's like, all right, time to go screw around in a pub. Too much seriousness in the game. Nino, good positioning here. But Quick's also good utilization of his Shuki, or Shukuchi. Man, Toby's vocabulary is already going my way. Nick Sass, and that's the type of rotation I'd like to see, but Black has his ultimate ready. Let's see, but we have a bunch of creeps to help out in this regard. But Nino, great positioning here. Black gonna get focused down. What is that stun from Nino? A little bit long travel time. Spike carapace, there it is. Nino still has used the stun. Black now turns around, goes for his ultimate. Blueberry Ninja takes a lot of damage. They will get a return kin, and Black still alive. Is going to burn to death. Yes, he does die. And Quicks was going to try and secure that kill. In the end, it's a 1-for-1 exchange. Jakir did. Oh man, in comes Fada. Gets a very fast kill on the Weaver. No chance for him to react whatsoever. He does have his Blink Scream combination, and Nick Sass going to now TP back out while Fada pressures the tier 2 on top. Overall, it's an okay trade for TCM, but after they lost the Weaver, I think it wasn't quite worth it. I mean, killing Black is always very important, but that was a uneven trade favoring Mousesports. Bro, I don't think that Rubik was banned. Had a chat member ask what was going on. If there's anything on your mind about this game in general, or anything Dota related, just let me know in chat, because I do keep my eyes on it. And I do like to chat with you while I'm casting. Always makes the downtimes a little bit easier to get through. So, Koikva. He's sitting out on his Midas. And, usually I grew up in a Dota time where it was said, if you don't get your Midas before... Oh man, Blueberry Ninja, he's in trouble. Good Sprout. Fada's here for the kill steal. Is he going to get the last hit? No, he's not going to get it. VS gets it. I was brought up in the Dota time where it was said, if you don't get a Midas before 8 minutes, then it's not worth it. But things have changed. I mean, for a Nature's Prophet especially, getting that extra experience... Oh man, the ping goes out. Again! Actually, no, was it a ping? I think it was a ping from Raikou. But, man, Quap was being super defensive, so they might have actually seen him. He was moving somewhere around here. I'm not quite sure where. He might have been inside the true side range. Black on top, still farming away. And he doesn't have his ultimate. He just used it. And this should be a big invitation for Nick Assassin to go top. Instead, he goes bottom with the Vendetta. Doesn't find anything. And the rotations from TCM right now. I've seen a lot better play from them. This is, I don't think their best game. Maybe I'm just overly critical of them, but it seems like this really isn't their best play. Good gank on Fada, though. Even better blind from Alex here, saving Fada's life. That was a fast reaction. Freaking fast reaction. The Horsies still get the creep wave. There was some very good stuff from Alex here. The right clicks couldn't have been enough to steal the deal on Fada's Queen of Pain. And with the strength threads, he was sitting at just above 1000 HP, so he was pretty tanky, and now he's actually looking for revenge, and they don't have any wards if this audio is in trouble. Phase Boost drums might be enough. Scream, ulti. Illuminate gets the last hit. So, as you can see, Mousesports have grown so much as a team. They have solidified themselves as a top European team. There's no doubt in anybody's mind that even though after their roster change that they're still one of the top in Germany. Now, Blueberry Ninja getting caught out of position. Out goes the Ice Path. Blink away from Fada. Great dodge. That was beautiful. And he gets another kill here onto the Jakiro. Well, not another kill, but first he had an assist and now he got a kill, so that's pretty good. Nino middle lane harasses away the Weaver. He's going to get forced. No, he's actually standing his ground. Goes for the time lapse. Gets that HP right back up. But VS still has a lot of mana left, so he can go for the stun once more. And now Audio is heading towards the top lane. 0-1-0, 83 last hits, 14 minutes into the game. Is actually really good. He has some very, very good last hitting skills so far. Sorry for missing this one. Weaver in the middle lane goes down. I was just looking at the last hits up here, but I was impressed by... Oh man, Fada. I don't think it's going to be enough. He actually stands his ground. He's like, I don't care about you attacking me. I will trade hits with you even though you just initiated on me. I was impressed with Black's last hits. I mean, I was thinking 89 is a crap lot of last hits, but look at Black. 106? 50 minutes into the game? Anyway. What else do we have? Mech attempted by Keeper of the Light. And yeah, Alex is actually doing pretty good in terms of that timing. He has 2 kills, 0 deaths, and some decent creep farm. And now we might see an explosion up here. Good sentry ward placement from Nino, and no time for the spike carapace. Now he throws it up, but he has to go defensive. Goes down immediately. Black's ulti does a lot of damage. In comes Nino, but Black also drops. Oh man, a Luna for a Nyx, and now they also lose the VS. But Fada's here. Vern gonna go down, and the Courier goes down from the Radiant also. Now it's a 3-4-2, and a Courier. What started off bad ended up being amazing for Mousesports. It was a great trade. Great trade for Mousesports. On the bottom lane, Weaver using that free time to farm a little bit, but he's been you know, kept down quite effectively from Mouse. 0-3-1. Only 46 last hits so far, but that was to be expected. It was to be expected that Weaver will get a lot less farm than, for example, Gyrocopter. So that's why I said that the very late game will be stronger for TCM, but if Mousesports keeps solidifying their advantage like this, then even the very late game with the item advantage and the experience advantage that they will have will be a breeze. Quick's bottom lane, harassing away Alex. And I think he could have even stayed here a little bit, or do they have... Oh, okay, no, we have sentries from Nino, and we have Fada coming in as well. And now Quicks will need to juke a little bit, and we'll TP out. That was close, very good scream from Nino, anticipating the positioning of the Weaver, but the movement speed got him far away quick enough so that no one was there to disable his channel. So, Weaver, playing good, staying alive, doing a good job. Bottom tier 1 now in the meantime goes down. And TCM pressuring mid tier 1, but Fada comes in, and again, this time Raikou was learning, and still, that was he had like a good 1.5 seconds to react on that one. And oh, Fada throws out the ulti, turns on, goes on to Vern. And he doesn't get the kill. Stun goes out, Fada overestimating himself, and Weaver is here. Mech comes in from Alex. What a support player, this guy. Also, amazing play from this guy. Did you see that? The reactions from Alex, he is one of the, you know, in terms of his improvement over time, he is the best support player in Europe. If you look at, you know, his improvement over time, Alex is the best support player in Europe, and I'm not even ashamed to say that. If you look at the development over the past few months. And now Blueberry Ninja top lane, completely out of position. Great positioning from Koikva. Audio comes in. Nino takes a lot of damage, swaps him out. Audio now inside the tier 1 tower range. Nino doing a great job. In comes Raikou with the ultimate. Mana burn goes on to Koikva, and Audio survives. 2 for 1. Good fight from TCM. That was beautiful to watch. Nino put up a great fight. Good usage of that swap. Alex rotates up. Already uses TP for the mid-tier 1. And Black was dead, so that was pretty good stuff. And Fada was in the middle lane. 2.3k gold enemies going for a fast hex to dominate, to keep that domination going on. Ping from Nino. Goes out to Roshan. Understandable, a lot of heroes from TCM are missing, so you would assume that that is a possibility. Middle lane, Quick still farming away, and that's one thing that Weaver really does a pretty good job at. I think people underestimate the damage output that the Germinated attack is capable of doing. Combine that up with the Shikuchi, you're able to clear creep waves very fast, and especially securing the last hits inside the wave. So Weaver is a very efficient farmer, if you want to call it that. Like, he isn't the fastest farmer, but he's very efficient, because he has many tools to secure the last hits. Alex on the Keeper of the Light doing what Keeper of the Light does best. And that ping, I'm sorry, that was meant to not say maybe they're doing Roshan. I think it was meant to say let us do Roshan. And the wave from Weaver now scouts them out. They're rotating in right now. Vern leading the charge. Again gives them some intel with his Shadow Poison. And here comes the ping immediately. They see the counter illuminate. And Quick still gets caught in that. That was a mistake in my opinion. Ulti gets thrown up by Raikou. Fada doesn't have any vision. There's a regen rune, and Raikou, he really wants to go for it, but Fada bottles it up first, and the fight is going off in a few directions. Good call down. Catches 2 support heroes from Mousesports. They're backing out right now. Raikou comes in, throws out the sun, misses everything. Mech gets popped up by Mousesports. They can turn around and fight this right now. Ice Path hits 2. Nino going to get hit by a rocket, but that's not going to do that much. Fada up on the high ground here. Goes down. Good scream. Good nuke from Luna. They pick off the Jakiro, who isn't that tanky just yet, and Alex now chasing after Vern. Mana leak. That was close. This projectile is still flying. I'm going to keep my eyes on the minimap. Luna right now gets that last hit. Is that scream going to... Here it is. Yeah, Jakiro in the meantime went down to Mousesports. Vern gets 220 damage into his face in base. And here's Black now with a full-on Aegis. Tier 1 tower going to go down. And here we go back onto the gold difference. 10,000 in favor of Mouse. So is the experience. They are dominating this game. And TCM not looking so strong against this pressure put up by Black. 712, blinking by Fada, being very aggressive. Audio still has some good items though. 116 last hits, it's pretty good. But nothing compared to Black's 43. And now Mouse, they want to rotate up, take the tier 2 tower. And out comes the ping actually from Nyx Assassin, played by Raikou. He says, you know, they're moving up, and they know it, that Mousesports is increasing their advantage, and it's exactly these situations, you know, right? Oh, Sheepstick now on Quap. It's those situations after you lose a tier 1 tower. That is the point in time when they need to make a decision to trade, for example. So the tier 1 tower is still standing because Keeper of the Lights Illuminate is OP, but that was still a good ping from Nyx Assassin. It's very important if you're behind to realize what the enemy is going to be up to, and then try to get something out of it. And that's most of the time by trading towers with them. But the tier 3 take a lot of punishment. The glyph gets forced out. Fada comes in, and they focus down Jakiro, so that's the low cooldown, long range disable on the ice path that's gone for TCM to defend. And that's the tier 3 going down, and they might just forfeit their bottom top racks, and I think it looks like it. They're focusing on range racks, it goes down faster. Audio. Call down. Good stun by Raikou. That's a great initiation. Fada gets exploded right away. Mech comes in from Alex, but it's a little bit too late for Fada. And Mouse was going to need to back out. Down goes Nino. Buyback used by Fada. Koikwa going to TP back, and it was a great defense by TCM. They only lose the range barracks, and that isn't that big of a deal. Definitely the better barrack to lose out of the two. So again, items. So there's that Sheepstick. We have a Shadow Blade on its Prophet. Mech up on the Keeper of the Light. That Ogre Club probably for BKB for Gyrocopter. Weaver, same item choice by the looks of it. Blink Dagger on Nyx. So that was what made that initiation possible on the top barracks. Manta on Luna. Queen of Pain has a Sheepstick, and here we have a Smoking by the looks of it from TCM. He's going to run into the enemies right now. And do they do anything? Black, he is currently perched up, and here comes the Illuminate. So that immediately stops any type of movement, especially if it's led by the supports. They eat Illuminate, and immediately the fight turns in favor of Mousesports. If there's supports initiating on you, and they eat a full-blown Illuminate, then you win that team fight if they decide to continue. Sorry about that. Got the hiccups. A bit of hiccups. So Fada 5-2-4, 111 last hits, 13-9. Mousesports certainly dominating this game up to now. Taking map control also. Look at the warding. It's beautiful to watch. This is textbook play by them. Now they come in to finish what they started. But this time Blueberry Ninja throws at the ice path. Disruption a little bit too late. And in comes Fada. Good ultimate. Catches 2 heroes and then nets him a kill on the Shadow Demon. The Rocket going to come in, but Mousesports going to probably focus it down in time. Down it goes. The melee barracks still standing, but one support already down for TCM. Blueberry Ninja low on HP. He needs to be careful because Fada's just going to eat him. Like that, perhaps. Yes. Ice path keeps him alive for now. Fada might get focused down. Luna. No, Queen of Pain actually got the last hit there. Raikou, great sprout out onto him. 2 heroes already down for TCM. He needs to turn around, but gets focused down before he's able to retreat out. And Mousesports are all still alive. Top barracks going to follow, or the melee barracks. Great swap, and that kills off the Gyro. Buyback force out of him. If he dies the second every time, I think it's going to be a GG call. Mousesports not going to stop. They rotate toward the middle lane, push that creep wave in, then take that tower. And this will be now the last defense from TCM. If they manage to do this, then they have a few more chances to try and even out the odds to win this. Call down. That was a good start. Alex. Mech forced out. Black still there. Vern, though, has to disrupt himself. Audio comes in. Those are all he has. The HP on Mouse was still remaining steady, though, but now Nino going to get caught out. He gets focused down. Black on the retreat out. He still has his ultimate and the Aegis, so they have no intention of backing out. The gem gets lost, I think. I think TCM picked that one up, but Black comes back in. The Manta Split was used. He has 14 charges on his wand. Make that 15. And Macropyre, he doesn't care, stands in it. Fada, in the meantime, gets a quick pick off on Jakira. That was faster than I could look. Now a TP, double TP coming in from TCM. Quicks is here, still has his ultimate. He will need to use a good double stun from Raikou, and Black going to use his Aegis, and he will be outnumbered. Fada's low on HP, so is Koikva, but they're going to be able to focus down Raikou before he's able to do anything. No, he ultis out. Black is still here, eats a rocket barrage, and Black might go down. Good stun, great defense from TCM, and they kill Black once more. Fada needs to retreat out. The rocket going to come after him, and this might even kill him. He's sitting at 100 HP. And this will probably kill him. What level is it? 2. That will kill him. Wow. Good stuff. Great defense by TCM. That was very impressive. Both barracks and mid still standing. So, I mean, but look at their situation. They have not lost their mid barracks, but they lost top instead. They have no outer towers left except for the tier 2 on bottom, and the enemy only has 1 tier 1 lost. They have everything else standing, so trading becomes relatively hard. Actually, no. In terms of the tier 1s, I think you can trade tier 1s fairly easily. Middle lane, Alex, Hex. But he already got the Shukuchi out, but he's still standing within the true set. There's a Sprout. There will be... No! He time-lapses back, and he goes for the Mana Leak. Man, Nino! Such a good player. That was so awesome. But in comes Raikou, tried to help him out. Out comes the call on. TCM fighting in a spot that might not favor them very well. Secondary call on, not going to hit anything. Alex will just throw down his Illuminate and stop this push, probably. And what's happening up here? Nino going to get caught out. That was actually pretty good from TCM. We have a TP coming in. Good ice path, catches Fada, but in comes Black from the side. Up here we got Koiko with a DD rune. TCM got to back out. They got to leave. Audio gets caught, gets hexed, and he's in trouble. No buyback on him. He's going to die. Or is he? Nyx goes down. Gyrocopter now finally drops from Nature's Prophet. 4 heroes dead for TCM. And Koiko just dishing out the damage. The DD rune really convenient for him there. Team wipe, and they only lost the Vengeful Spirit. That was messy. And I think that's one of the consequences if you decide to take it. That's why I said, you know, that position was kind of odd, because you know it's right next to a T1 tower, and that means Mousesports can TP very quickly. They're going up against an Illuminate, which can stop pushes very fast. And the enemy team has advantage in terms of experience and items. So if they TP in, they have a lot more impact on their heroes. Yeah, a lot of things. And they just lost the Weaver. So I don't know, but to be honest, I wouldn't even know what they could have done differently. So Mousesports just looking too strong at this point, and that will be the GG. What? Fada? That is really not like him. Really not like him here. Calling the offensive GG. Audio trying to stand his ground a little bit here. Gotta get focused down. Nino still dropped. And now the engine gonna go down. Wow. Whee, what a game. That was actually quite action-packed. I really enjoyed that. I hope you guys did as well. Here's that endgame screen. Oh, snap. Oh, man. Alright. I hope you guys saw that. Oh, boy. It's all in good fun, though, I believe. So, yeah, that was TCM Gaming versus Mousesports. This is the playoffs. Today, we will find two teams that will advance to the LAN finals for the RaidCall EMS One. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Epi. I'm very happy that you guys are watching. There's a lot of games going on parallel to this, so to all of you watching, thanks. Please follow me at Epic Commentary on Twitter, and the next game is coming up in just a few moments. I will let you know which one that is. So stay tuned, guys. See you in a bit.